Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is from Harvey with Love, and I am your host, Harvey World Drizzy, back to you guys with another one. And today's interview, today's interview that we're gonna be reacting to comes from We Need to Talk. My boy over there, my boy Allen over there, We Need to Talk, be putting out fire. I actually had an entirely different video, set to go over today. But I saw this one at the last minute and was like, nah, this the one, we gotta get into it. This one is with Courtney Michelle, I believe. I am Courtney. So I am Courtney Michelle. I think she has her own YouTube channel. I know her, or I'm familiar with her from the Lapeef Network. She usually on their panels discussing various topics. She's actually seems to be a men's advocate most of the time. They accuse her of being a pick-me on there all the time. But in this particular interview, she's going to be interviewed by my boy Allen, and they're going to be discussing the wall. And at 39, 39-year-old single mother, she is a certified wall warrior. So let me get this video ready. There we go. Hold on. Without further ado,
I want to live better, eat better. I want to love better, sleep better. Yeah, I want to feel so aligned. Sublime.
I think, unfortunately, too many of our women realize that when the manosphere would say it's too late, when you hit this thing called the wall.
The proverbial wall.
The proverbial wall. And you realize it when your sexual marketplace value is at its lowest. So what are your thoughts on the whole concept of the wall? And is it true?
Is the wall true? Okay, so let's define the wall first. Okay, so the wall meaning when you get to a particular age, the sexual market value goes down. So the opportunities that you could have had with a particular man is not there anymore because of your age, because of your fertility, yeah.
Baggage.
Yes. It's true. So I think there is a wall. There's outliers, of course, but there is a wall. But when we have the conversations of the wall, it's as if walls can't be broken
bird logic
down.
alert.
So the essence of the wall is, oh, you've hit it. And like you can't go through it. That I don't believe.
This is another one of the antics, go-to moves of the birds with the bird logic. Typically, fellas, you'll find out that they're going to attack the analogy instead of the actual problem. Nobody gives a damn about the wall analogy. You think of it as something that you can crash. Think of it as a crash test dummy. The walls that they hit, that's the wall. Them crash test dummies, they get defeated every time. Every single time. This thing ain't no, it's coming, it's pure, it's utter, it's imminent, it's definite, it's going to happen. We all going to age. But this sexual marketplace value for women, it's going to come. It's going to get lower and lower. You need to get out of the storm and into somebody's house. This is what you need to do. In your youth, not after you all used up. Not after you done had all these babies or whatever the hell, not after, prior.
Now, the way that you go through the wall might be a little different than how you could jump over it at 20.
You can't jump over.
You know, you got to chip out some stuff.
Wasn't a wall at 20.
But you can go through it. And I think that there's men that's willing to help you chip through that wall as well, too. So I don't think, and I hate...
There are men that are willing to help you chip through that wall. You don't want them.
The whole buy a dog, die alone thing. I get those in my comments a lot. I don't think that's true. I don't think anyone has to die alone, regardless of the age, regardless if they have a child. is just willing to understand that you might have done some things and you have baggage that you got to unpack, and you have to do that work for yourself. And there's going to be someone, and maybe that's my.
There's some truth to that. There is some work that you can do, and there will be someone. There may be someone. I won't say will, because that's not definite. You can do all the work and still be no one. But you can't help your past. Whatever you done, that's been done. But only thing you can work on is the future. The number one problem that modern women are running into is that they don't care about a man. You're too busy being independent all this time. And let's be for real. You always hear him say, I could do bad all by myself. But I got a question, but can you do good? You can do bad all by yourself. That's evident. We watching you do bad by yourself. We see it. It's prevalent in all the statistics. We know that. We understand that. But can you do good? So are you getting the outcome that you want?
Being a hopeless romantic, which I can take, but I just always feel like there is someone that's willing to not put up with your shit, but willing to be with you.
You said it right. Put up with your shit. And that's the issue. It depends on what your shit is, first of all, because some people shit heavier than others. But why do we have to take you as you are? No, we are forced, as men, we are forced to upgrade, to innovate ourselves, to steadily get better. You're not going to take me as I am. I've been fucking bitches my whole life. That's just what I do. So it's not really cheating. That's just who I am. Shit's unacceptable. Nobody's trying to hear that. It could even be true. It's true most of the time for Pookie, Ray, Chad, and Tyrone. They've been able to move freely about the cabin their entire life. I'm not going to have you put me in no seatbelt. Why would I do that?
It might not be in the package that you want, but it's going to be in the package that you need.
And that's my only pushback, right? Mm-hmm. So whenever the wall argument is used, whenever I've seen it used, it's never you're 35, you're not going to find anybody. Mm-hmm. It's you're 35, you're not going to find that guy, right?
Not 3-6 Mafia,
you're not. What tends to happen in our community, going back to earlier when you said you can't tell women anything, is you can definitely not tell them to compromise their standards.
They're not trying to hear that shit.
And they still feel deserving of what they would have qualified for at an earlier age.
Deserve is a tricky word.
So the wall really is just an accountability measure to say, either be willing to enthusiastically, like you said, chip away at those standards that you had, or you will have to die alone if you're unwilling to settle for the type of man that you actually qualify for. So is that reasonable?
So, and I understand exactly what you're saying, and I guess there are men that are saying the wall is not saying that you can't get anyone. It's you're at a particular age and what you maybe could have had, you can't. And women do.
The wall is wake up and smell the goddamn roses. Wake up. The wall is get what you qualify for. I don't know who the hell you thought you was. But half the time, there's a lot of work that you can be done. First of all, to get a man, I'm gonna be honest, you don't have to be a 9 or a 10. Like I see these females come on there all the time. They say, I see average girls get high value men all the time. That's true, but it's something that they did that y'all are not willing to do. And that's submit to that man. They submit purely and utterly. If you do that, you can be chosen that way because you'll be an asset to a man. But when they hear submission, for the most part, y'all hear slavery. We call Granny dumb. Granny was dumb for staying. She never should have stayed through all of the abuse. And y'all's doing so much better now, I guess.
You need to understand, and I think that's logically speaking, yes. I've seen some men that don't believe that. I've seen some men, and again, I have been told that because you are hit the wall over the
it's
wall,
like she getting a little emotional.
that you're going to die alone. Like, no man wants you.
That wall bring out the crocodile tears.
So maybe the majority of men saying that, but I have been literally told that no one wants you because you're 39 and you have a daughter. Like, what man would want that? So it's...
Hey, I'm gonna say something else. These dudes that's running to these women to tell them that they gonna die alone. And I'm not talking about Kevin, because he not running to y'all. Y'all running to him, calling into his show. But I'm talking about like the guy she's talking about that's in her inbox that can't wait to tell her she's gonna die alone and how there's no hope. You a piece of shit. Like, I don't actually understand what the fuck you stay in the game from doing that weird shit. And I also see on social media a lot of these dweeb ass, I call them the dubious dweebs and the good guy weirdos. we gonna have to go over those terms later on as well, matter of fact. But these dweebs, they be the ones that they looked over or looked down on by women. Anyway, they don't qualify for the women that they can't wait to tell they gonna die alone. The sad facts is, bro, you're an unagreeable person. You're not a nice person to be around. You're probably gonna die alone right with her. So I mean, she gonna go get her dog, but you need to get yours too. You niggas is not getting pussy. Let's be for real. You're not being selected, because if you were being selected, you wouldn't be in these women. You wouldn't have time to be in these women DMs telling them they gonna die alone. Your ass gonna die there alone right next to them.
It's interesting in this manosphere that I'm not a part of. I say I'm adjacent.
Yeah, that's
I'm right
She a
here.
manosphere ally.
And listening to a lot of it really fractured my ego and confidence. Because it's really, really hard trying to learn and then be open and honest. And then it's like, oh, you're the typical Black woman that we say that men should not want.
I tell them to stay away from them single mothers.
I
I'm
hear
sorry.
it on a daily basis. So it's hard. So I don't know, the wall I definitely get. This is not what I get in my DM sometimes. They be harsh. I be like,
Boo! Here we go, that
No.
bullshit.
but it is what it is.
Hey, stop measuring your market value or where you stand with men by them niggas in your DMs. Think about it. You're not replying to them. You don't want them. So why the fuck would you tell me about them? I don't care. I don't give a fuck about them dudes in there. Nobody does, man. Nobody. But that's, y'all quick to say that, to jump straight to that. Y'all get into an argument and you was in my DM, some shit like that. First of all, you'll never catch me in there. You boys is bold in them goddamn DM shooting shots. Y'all bold as a motherfucker. But that's neither here nor there. You don't want them. Stop bringing them up. You don't want them. We don't care. It's that simple. Because if somebody you wanted was in your DMs, that thing it'd have been over with. It'd have been over with. But who you want don't want you.
Yes, I guess.
So, I guess my message to women would be, and I think this is what the well-meaning people are saying, be more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So, for instance, Mrs. Average at Best, she felt deserving of a certain caliber of man because she had achieved certain things. She was running a 6-figure business. That's not actually what stood out to me, right? What stood out to me, she said that I'm finding I can't respect men who make less than me.
Can't respect.
So the men that she's dating, the men that she's attracting are men who do not make 6 figures. They might still be hardworking, men of integrity, teachers, coaches, actual men who are the foundation of this country. But I'm finding I cannot respect, submit to, join in partnership with this man or this type of man. And the only man I'm deserving
She was a damn dog
is this man that I really know nothing about, but just because he makes more money than me.
Yeah.
So I tell women two things. You're not evaluated on the same curriculum as men.
Right.
So making six figures would make you a better man. Doesn't necessarily make you a better woman.
At all.
Owning a business makes you a better man. Doesn't
Facts.
necessarily make you a better woman. It's
At
like
all.
if I had hips, it doesn't make me a better man. You see what I'm saying? Because that's not what women value. So similarly, the whole idea of dying alone, I think is a counterproductive way of putting it, but I understand what they're trying to say because unfortunately, our women are unwilling to compromise. And they're unwilling to look past the fact, going to average the best girl, that this man doesn't make six figures because most people do not. And I need to respect him for his leadership skills, for his integrity, for his ability to be a good father, for his ability to provide and protect, and everything else outside of the amount of zeros there in his bank account. But women aren't willing to admit that. So if you're not willing to admit that, then you will inevitably end up by yourself.
Well, this is my question. So what? If she doesn't want to compromise, if that woman that averages best wants this type of man,
That's on her.
let her try. Let her fail.
But at what point do you stop failing? I mean, I think he gets into it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let it keep going.
And you can't change a person what they want, even though you can see, man, that ain't gonna work out. So what? I feel like in
So
this
what is
space,
wild? So what is wild?
Women are, you guys are delusional and you need to look for this man and you need to be finding this man. And I get it because being rational, that makes sense.
Rational, it makes
But
sense.
I also see like another side. I think it's men that are these 40K a year, 50K a year. These men
she finna
are
smoke 'em.
wanting to bash it in women's head so they get a chance to be looked at. So if I make you feel ashamed of wanting what you
I can see where she draw that. I can see where she draw that conclusion. Though the sad part is, but it's we still thinking win lose. We still thinking win lose. Because even if what you saying is true, that it's these broke ass niggas that's trying to beat this shit into y'all head so that y'all could look at them, you still need to understand that you still got the threes looking at the threes crazy. If that make any sense, that's crazy. You broke as hell, so you can't get the attention of any lady, and she physical. She maybe even. I'm not talking about Courtney, but I'm talking about usually typically the women that get stuck out there. You a 3 or you weak 2. Y'all both weak as hell or average as hell or whatever it is. Y'all on the same Richter scale. If y'all don't get together, I mean, you don't gotta want them. You don't gotta be happy. I'm not gonna force y'all to get together because I always hear I'm not physically attracted and da 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 da. And that's why your ass alone. You ain't physically attracted. You trying to play hard to get when you already hard to want. That's the issue.
want, then maybe I can bring you down to reality so you can look at me now.
You need to be in reality regardless.
I would understand that if women were simply looking past these men.
Talk to her.
They're not just looking past these men, they're looking down on these men.
That's the problem.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and these men are essentially saying, we're on the same level. Mm-hmm. You think you're higher than me because you make 6 figures, but you're a 3.
Big facts.
And based on what men value and based on what women value, I'm a 3 on a female scale because I make $30,000 a year. Mm-hmm. You're a 3 on a male scale because of how you look. Boom. So how dare you look down on me?
The nerve.
I think that's what the men are saying.
Mitigated gall.
Now, with that being said, for me, when people say, well, just let them be delusional, my biggest issue with that is it sets a very dangerous precedent.
Dangerous.
Explain that.
We cannot afford as a community to raise delusional boys.
delusional boys or having delusional women now?
Delusional women raise delusional boys. And
I'm not sure this is why he said delusional. Why he said delusional boys. But I jokingly always say that single mothers is a detriment to the black society, or to many societies, just because of the statistics of the kids that come out, more specifically the males that are raised in this. And so you have Pookie and Ray Ray Baby, and now you have little baby Pookie. Baby Pookie don't got no dad. Usually they don't play no sports because they get participation medals and all of this shit. He gets straight F's and you buy him Jordans and shit. And so he grow up with no concept, no authority, no discipline, no nothing. There's no father in his house. He gonna be able to treat women the same way his daddy treated you, because he watched you struggle his whole life, and he believes he turned out fine. That's another problem. A lot of us think we turned out fine. But we not okay. You didn't turn out fine, actually. It's the actual issue. That's the actual problem, is you survived. And baby Pookie is more prone to emotional breakdowns and violence. It's the murders in the hood. More single mothers in the hood. More welfare. More struggle. More poverty. More of all the bad things is what comes. So, and that all came because you can say the deadbeat dad, or you can word it however you want to word it. I would like to word it that the mama wasn't able to secure a proper male specimen to have children with. She went out and had little hyena babies because that's what she was doing. She was out there fucking little hoodlums. Now you got a little hoodlum, and a lot of them made these mistakes in their youth. And like, I'm not saying buy a dog, die alone. What I'm saying is understand where you stand, and it's going to be harder. But there's things you can do. Like, you can do the work. The work comes with, you're going to have to actually care about a man. I'm sorry, but y'all going to have to know a man more than his color. I'm sick of hearing that shit. Every time somebody bring up, oh, I know him, I know his favorite cut. Shit don't matter to men. Like, know him for real. What makes him happy? Sometimes just, you can be quiet. You can shut your ass up, and that's be what makes that man happy. Get out of his damn face. Know your man. We don't need you to fight our battles like that, black women, because that's a lot of y'all issue. Y'all big gangsters, y'all thugs, y'all want to go to battle for us. A lot of times it depends on the man. You got to read your man. I don't have nothing against beta males, because beta males need love too. I don't have nothing against whatever. They got 1,000 different of these things, our gamma and all type of crazy sigma, or whatever they decide to fall into. That's up to you. What I'm saying is, you got to understand what type of man you have and how to best aid him, how to best help him to the next level. You going automatically. You the focus automatically. You the why automatically, if you got the right man. I'm going to let her go a little longer.
And raise delusional girls as well. Because they're setting this paradigm for girls, for instance, that you can still be sexy at 60. It's not true.
That's wild.
Life will tell you it's not true.
That's wild.
Hopefully your mom should have told you it's not true.
Saying that? Sexy at 60? Mm-hmm.
Tell you, the gray hair and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You still got the nice body. And that's why I hate when I see these old women with BBLs, because it's setting such a dangerous precedent. And then it's setting for boys that your resume doesn't have to be on par to qualify for that job. You should still be able to get that job. Mm-hmm. When I talk to college professors, what they're telling me is that they're getting reports back from employers saying that millennials, Gen Zers, after they graduate, they come in after 2 months, they think they should be manager. Mm-hmm. They don't take direction well. They're not open or reasonable with critique.
Yeah.
They don't respect authority. Mm-hmm. And it's the precedent of that.
You know what? I'm gonna stop it right there, because this is a long one. So it's a 41 minute, look like podcast. So you guys can go and check the rest out. I'm gonna have a link in the description. But to end all of this, the solution is, you don't have to die alone. And to be honest, you don't even necessarily have to lower your standards that you want. You're just going to have to raise your level in every way that you can. You can't do anything about your kids. Ain't nobody trying to tell you to hide your kids or whatever. Kids are always a blessing. We're going to say it like that. And they're a blessing for you, not necessarily that man that you want to come into your life. What you need to understand is that those kids is going to be an obstacle to that man. That's the way he's just going to see them. But you can raise your level for your man and look past that. Like, there's just certain women that won't have to. They're outliers. You can get closer to those outliers, is what I'm saying. Be in shape first and foremost. Be an agreeable woman. Be feminine. This is a yin and yang thing. Men aren't better than women. Women aren't better than men. Men are not to be dominated by women. Women are not to be dominated by men. This is a yin and yang thing. It's supposed to work. We're built a certain type of way for a reason. I have testosterone coursing through my veins at a rate far more than the average woman for a reason. That's science. Because of that, I'm going to be focused on different things. The estrogen in your body and a woman in a female body is going to make them focus on certain things. It's just the fact of the matter. It wouldn't be an issue if you guys were actually winning. I wouldn't care if I didn't have friends telling me the horror stories of what it is to be alone as a woman out there. So like if y'all was out there boss bitches and y'all was happy as hell, it wouldn't matter, but that's just the issue. You're not happy. I'm not saying that you need to stop what you're doing and find a man. I'm saying maybe you should change your course of action. In order to get a man, you're going to have to focus on a man. That's just the fact of the matter. There ain't no other way to put it. If you think you're going to get a man, the only way that you're going to be able to get that man that you want is you're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to pay the dues. You're going to have to actually care about a man. You have to actually, it's work. The same way we have to court you and show that we're able to provide and protect you, you should be putting them through tests, not shit testing a man, but you should be able to know for a fact that this man is there for you, and he should be able to know the same thing about you. All I'm saying is it's going to be hard. For the wall warriors, but it don't mean you got to die alone. I do agree with her on that. I just think that the reason Kevin Samuels tell y'all gonna die alone, and he said the way he's gonna say it, is because typically it's come from an argumentative modern woman who don't want to hear shit. Never once do they say what they are going to actually give a man, what they are going to bring to the table, what they typically do say, I'm working on myself, but that's usually bullshit. Like, that's usually bullshit. At the end of the day, you don't got to die alone. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to have it linked for the rest of the video in the description. Go over there, like, comment. You might as well subscribe over there, too, because I'm telling you, your boy put out pretty good content on a very consistent basis. I enjoy his channel. But until next time, I'm out.
Gang, I be in my feelings too. I can't even blame ya. My bitch left me on God. I'ma act the same way. Yeah. Lunch crew exotic, push a piece of dirty donuts. Cheating is for kids. My bitch wish a nigga grow up. Call a op nigga hoe up. Made her suck me till she throw up. This shit 300.